Hi, welcome to this another lesson of digital marketing automation, where today we're going to be discussing about how the actual dashboard of your WordPress website looks. Now, the one which you're looking at my screen right now is the actual website, all right, which we are trying to build, like something like this. Not the exact website, but we are trying to build a website which we would go through the process. But now, how do we build this website? This is like the front end of the website or the page which is visible to everybody in the world is known as the front end of your website. But now in the back end you would be doing a hell lot of things. So let's take an example how this image comes over here, how this digital pratik is written, how this I am blah 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 is going here and there. So all those things which you make changes is inside WordPress dashboard, which is the back end of the website, which is not visible to everybody. That is only visible to the admins. So how do you access the admin panel or the dashboard of WordPress? So yesterday or in our previous episode, what we did was we installed the WordPress copy. So now to access our WordPress panel, what we have to simply do is we have to write yourwebsite.com. So for me, it would be digitalpratikshow.com/wp-admin. This is what you have to write to access your website. So if your website is something like how to buy a website, right, something like that, if your domain is how to buy a website, then you have to type how to buy a website.com/wp-admin. Let's suppose if your website is let's say yourwebsite.net. If your website is yourwebsite.net, then you have to write yourwebsite.net/wp-admin. So this is what I'm going to write, and I'm going to hit enter. And if you have successfully installed your WordPress copy, and if you were able to see that coming soon page in our previous copy, in our previous lessons, then definitely you will get something like this. This is the login panel of your WordPress dashboard. So here you have to write your username and password which you have received when you install your WordPress. So I'm going to write that, and I'm going to click on login and password. You can log into your Bluehost account, which is something like this, and then click on my sites and go to your website which you have installed and click on manage site. And as soon as you go over there, click on users, and right over here there would be your username, right? So you won't be able to see this one, but there is the username. So you have to simply copy it over here. That is the username. And if you want to reset the password, you have to click on this 3 vertical dots and click on reset password. Awesome. So once you are done with that, you would be inside your WordPress dashboard, which would look something like this. Now, depending upon when you are watching this video, maybe after 1, 2 months, 3 months, when I'm recording this is 31st July 2018. So I don't know when you're watching this. So depending upon when you watch, there might be some changes here and there, but the common parameters would be something like this left hand side panel, right? Everything over here on the left hand side. So I personally treat this entire dashboard in 3 different segments. Number 1 segment is on the left hand side. Everything over here is the left hand side menu for me. All right, that is the left hand side menu for me. Then the second panel which I treat for myself is the upper panel, all right, or the upper menus over here, right over here. And the actual area where we will be doing plenty of stuff, or most of our time would be spent over there, is the actual working area, which is the third panel, which is this one. All right, if I tell you, this is the actual working panel of your WordPress. And the first one, so let's summarize. The first one is this left hand side panel, which is this one. Then if I talk about the top panel, which is this one, all right, and finally this is the working panel. So these are the 3 different parameters, or the 3 different sections which I personally defined for WordPress dashboard. Like Bluehost, Jetpack, these are the 2 which we don't require. So in the next lessons or in the upcoming videos, I would tell you how to remove them. We don't require them. Then there is dashboard. So when we click on dashboard, we would by default be on the welcome page or the welcome dashboard, which is something like this. It would always say welcome to WordPress, and how to change all these things I'll let you know in a while. Then there is updates over here. So when you click on updates, if there is any update available on WordPress dashboard, you will find it over here. So right now you have the latest version of WordPress. Future security updates will be applied automatically. So updates inside WordPress comes in 2 forms. Number 1 is updates with respect to plugins, And number two, updates with respect to themes. So theme is basically the platform on which we are building upon, and plugins are add-ons or functionalities which we add in addition to the existing theme functionalities on your WordPress website. Then comes posts, where we would write articles which would have categories and tags. Then comes media, where we can upload our images, our videos, our files, documents, and other stuff. Then pages are something which are not directly visible to everybody. If only you show them, then only they will be available to people. So we'll go into that in detail in a while in our upcoming videos. Then there are comments which are not that important, because we would be adding some more functionalities as in the form of plugins later on as we move along. Appearance is something wherein you spend most of your times with respect to your theme. So you can change the theme over here, you can customize your theme, you can add the sidebar, left hand side, right hand side, top thing, everything based on your theme which you select by going into widgets. Then you have menu, so you can have footer menu, header menu, you can have header, you can have premium themes, and you can change some coding. So if you are a coder, then you can definitely change some CSS or HTML or PHP settings by going into editor, where you will find all the programmatic files like header.php, footer.php, and other stuff. Then there are plugins, wherein you can add new plugins, or you can upload new plugins, or you can see what all plugins are installed. And just to mention, the theme and a plugin needs to be installed and then activated. Similarly, if you want to remove them or delete them, you have to deactivate a theme or deactivate a plugin and delete them. All right, so you activate by installing them, and you deactivate or delete them by deactivating them. We'll see that in detail. This is just a WordPress dashboard overview video. Then comes the users, where you can add users. So let's suppose if there are 5 friends managing the same website on WordPress, then you can use different login details over here by adding new users. Then you can go ahead and check what tools are there. This is the least used platform or least used option on your WordPress dashboard. Then comes settings, wherein we would go into general, writing, reading, discussion, media, permalinks, and privacy. So the first 3 options are something related to website. So when we were installing our WordPress on our website or on our domain, I told you that you can change the site name, you can change the tagline, everything is done over here in general, writing, and reading. Then comes discussion, which is not used that much, wherein you can just discuss along with the comments. Media is something wherein you can change some default settings for upload of your media. Permalinks is something like URL slug. So whatever you see like digitalpratik.com/ and then whatever the thing is known as the permalink or the URL slug. And privacy is nothing, like you can just skip that option. And collapse menu, nothing like that. If you click on collapse menu, it will just collapse, and if you click on that button again, it will just expand. So that is the left hand side menu. Now on the top you have this Digital Pratik show, so it would be your website name mentioned over there. So when you move your cursor or hover your cursor over there, you will see visit site. So let's just open this visit site in a new tab. So it will actually open the front end of the website, which would be obviously the coming soon page or the theme installed for us. So this is by default your theme, right? So if you visit your website right now, this would be by default the theme which you have there. So it would say proudly powered by WordPress, then sidebar would be there, and this theme, something like this theme would be there. So by default, this is the theme which WordPress is installing. Now, once again, depending upon when you are watching this video, this theme might have changed. WordPress might install a by default theme which might look something different. So that doesn't make any difference, but because we would any which ways change everything over there. Then if you want to come back, let's suppose if you open the same thing on the same window, then you can once again tap on this, which is dashboard, themes, widgets menu. So if I tap on this, it will come back to WordPress dashboard. So that is how you can just move here and there from front end to back end and back into front end. Next comes new. So if you click on new and post, new and media, new and page, and new and user, it's one and the same. If you go to this posts and add new, it is the same option. If you go to posts and add new, or you go to new and post, it will open up the same page. Same way, pages and add new, then you can go ahead and users and add new, and the last option was media. So in the case of media as well, add new. So any of these options, when clicked from left hand side menu or from the top menu, it's one the same. The top side, you have this section wherein you can just log in and log out from your dashboard, and you can just have the front end of the website. let's say pages. If I go into pages and I see there are two different pages over here by default. So if I now click on screen options, earlier screen options was not there. So if I click on screen options, this will give me details based upon this working page, based upon the option which I've selected on the left hand side menu. So these options on the screen options would be different for different menus. So let's suppose if I click on plugins, let's say I click on plugins, then this options might change for plugins when we click on screen options, which it does. So it only has description option inside our screen options. So that is just the basic fundamentals of how the WordPress dashboard looks like. And now in the next video, I would go and tell you that what are the essential things which you should be doing when you install your WordPress. So those would be the practical steps which you will have to follow along with me, which I do on my website. You'll have to do it on your website, and let's move forward on the next video.